All right, huge heat to wrap up our quarterfinals coming up now. Round 3, heat number 18. The rider that has the most appearance here, 10 consecutive appearances. Aaron Hadlow up against Lorenzo Casati. They also have history. Lorenzo Casati is the last year's winner. Both of them know what it takes to win the Red Bull King of the Air. So this could be very, very interesting. Aaron Hadlow has been here before. This is his 10th event. 9 of his events, he's made the semi-finals 66% of the time. He expects to get to the semi-finals. These two, earlier on in the year, versed against each other. Round 3 at the Lords of Tram event, Aaron Hadlow lost by 0.77. He knows how to take on Lorenzo, and I think we could see 20 years of kiteboarding experience unleashed here on this heat. And will Lorenzo have an answer? What do you think, lads?
Well, I mean, Lorenzo is defending his title. He just had a major sponsor change. He's on some new gear with the Harlem kite against Aaron on his duotone kite. And both riders are taking off at the same time, and see that difference in height.
Has belted it.
What a mega moves. This is going to be tough for the judges to look at two things at the same time. So I'm not sure how they're going to do it. Luckily, they have the head judge there and some trick spotters behind them to help them out. But absolutely great kickoff for both of these guys.
We got to talk about this because there's a gentleman agreement about who should take off, but they both took off exactly the same time. So straight into another move. Lots of height. Wind's picked up here. Straight into a back roll mega loop. Multiple rotations. That's 3 for me.
Yep.
And it's lovely, nice big move. But that first move, maybe I'm heavily biased because he's from England. I thought Aaron went bigger.
But here we have a quick replay of that exact shot. Lorenzo split seconds off the kicker before Aaron. This will be very interesting to see how the judges view it, because the judges said the first rider in the air will take priority. But in this case, I think the judges had a good view of both riders because it was upwind from the. Yeah, they would have seen both riders. So interesting. And then look at that, 7.10 from Aaron Hadlow on that first trick. Lorenzo not scoring as much, and that was a great example to see why Aaron was awarded a higher point on that, because he was higher.
He connected. He just got that lift and he connected, but obviously Casati replying very quickly with another move. Just puts the ball in his court. So this is exciting. I know the whole country at home are watching
nice
this.
takeoff here for Aaron with a back roll board off mega loop.
Double back roll. I don't know how, are his feet in nicely? Because that's what they got. They got to get their feet in, the riders, comfortably.
Unbelievable. The talent and the history that's here in this heat. Aaron Hadlow, 2-time King of the Air champion here. Lorenzo, as you said before, defending champion. Lorenzo, however, stormed in round 3 last year. He was the first rider ever at the King of the Air to achieve 2 9-point scores in the King of the Air. Nick Jacobs actually being the first one to get a single 9, but Lorenzo stomped with 2 9s in round 3 last year. So. And consistency, if he can tap into that same consistency from last year, then Aaron Hadlow will definitely have his work cut out for him. But Lorenzo, not a lot of height, not going to score too big on this one, but still just racking up that overall impression score.
Yeah, Aadlow's going to be up for this here. He's in a good position. He's got one of the high scores so far. And more importantly, he's got unhooked on his side. Let's remind you, he's a 5 times world freestyle champion. That was his background before he was always good at big air before he decided to get into big air. But can he connect here? So often he bears off downwind. Could be big.
Oh no, not ideal, but still going for that double front roll board off mega loop.
So often we see these waves here, guys. If you ever sit riding out and thinking that looks perfect, it's too late.
He literally clipped. His rail just clipped on that kicker as it came. Just shows you the challenging conditions here. But great replay footage here from Aaron coming in right foot forward. Front rotation, board off contra loop with another rotation on the way down. Did he stick it? That's actually a dumb question. I apologize. There was did he stick it?
That's all right. And then the great angle from the drone here, Ruben. You can see how wide these flat sections are. When we see this angle here, we don't often see how much space there is for the riders.
There is some space for some full speed clean landings and takeoffs, obviously, to see how much space there is for the riders to perform also tricks on the inside. And Lorenzo Casati has got some of the most technical riding out there. Also Italian, riding a lot with Andrea Principi and Jeremy Berlando. The next generation is training a lot together and just coming up with new move after new move. And here he goes with a double back roll mega loop board off.
From the fin, very controlled. They're going to like that, the judges. Nice. Lots of control. Great timing on his takeoff there. It looked like he'd almost lost his rail, but it wasn't at all a lost rail. It was just perfect timing. Judges are going to like that, and that just sort of puts the pressure on Aaron. None of these riders have crashed yet, guys.
No, it's incredible riding from both of them. And Aaron only, I almost want to say for him, only needing a 6.99 to to move into first place, but just under 6 minutes left. We are in 10-minute heats. Knockout time. This is the last heat of round number 3, and then we're moving into semi-finals after the strap-in. Aaron Hadlow reaching for the skies.
Oh, double board off. No, messed it up.
He went for the double board off, and I'm not sure they're scoring that so amazingly, but it would have been, you'd have to imagine, a higher score, but he's still in a good position here. It's about 1.7 in it, and I think he'll have to start getting his unhooked mindset on. The low score that he wants to kick out is a 5.78, and that's his contra loop front roll. Meanwhile, the low score, yeah, look at that, he's starting to rack up some higher scores then, is Lorenzo. He's got a kite loop back roll with 4 board offs, 4 rotations.
And he's getting some intel from his dad there on the beach, waiting with his spare board. And yeah, he just knows what he needs to do. And he's got all the tricks. And let's see if he can take on the competitive strategy of Aaron Hadlow.
Be nice to see the impression score, current impression score, live one coming in shortly, because I think it would just be for Aaron just bearing off a little bit with that crash. But he's got a board and he's back out there.
He's riding back out towards Robin, and he'll tack up wind. He needs a 7.53.
Here we got Lorenzo Casati making his way through the waves, looking far ahead, hopping over this wave.
Lot of bump there. He just couldn't get momentum. There was just bump after bump after bump. Difficult to throw down the accelerator towards the kicker when you're having to negotiate the swells like that. But this man is a speed bump. This man is no stranger to the King of the Air, winning last year a day after his birthday.
Something happening here. Is he changing kite?
No, he's just...
he's indicated something. I think he's changing kite. He might be getting into a doubles here. Yes, he is. Kite change. I called that. I'm claiming that.
Oh,
no! He's landed something massive.
No way.
He's landed something massive here. Was that his special move?
Oh, which side is his leash?
It was right foot forwards. He was unhooked. I think he's gone for the move which combines all of the moves, which was a contra loop, a board off, and landing of handle pass as well. It looked to me at the end of this, Ruben, I don't believe, are we going to see
So he's going for a...
front roll, backhand kite loop.
And then is he going to unhook?
And is he going to get the dangle in here and he pulls it round?
Oh, no.
I didn't. He's searching.
We saw him land that in his entry video. We were waiting for it at this event. Double from Lorenzo Casati. Magnifico. Kite change for him with 3.5 minutes left. Wow.
Lorenzo just changing his kite to a smaller kite so he can yeah, do the doubles. Maybe even triples, which we've seen these days.
I think he's just going to work the impression score here. I can't see his doubles on that size kite. It looks like a 6 to me, maybe. I don't know.
It is.
It's a massive 6. Sorry. Yeah, so I can't see that's going to, you know, get more than his big 6.7, 6.82.
And here you can see a nice stat of the live impression for what it is. This is not set in stone, but this is just to give you an impression of the live impression status at the moment as we're looking at this heat between Lorenzo Casati and Aaron Hadlow. And this is already the last heat of round number 3 here at day 2 of the Red Bull King of the Air 2023. Thank you so much for tuning in. And here goes Lorenzo Casati, connects with the kicker. Oh, and he goes for the S loop.
Not for me, that one. Didn't get the height I think he was after. So I can see what he's doing here. He's working his signature moves here, but I wonder, Aaron's got to get Aaron really needs one of these signature moves in. I wonder if he's having a chat on the beach now. But I think this was a good idea to get the doubles on there. But is this another attempt from Aaron?
Kung Fu,
no. He got a gust. He got a gust on the way up there. I mean, I'd be happy to see that again on the replay. He's got a big gust on the way up there.
Wanted to go for the Kung Fu pass, but just got yanked up there with that gust of wind, not allowing him to pass the bar behind his back. But Lorenzo stalling. Double mega loop board off, the first of the 2023 King of the Year, and rightly so, throwing his arm up saying, what more do you want?
Exactly, stomping that double mega loop board off like a boss.
Could be curtains for Aaron Hadlow. That was not what he wanted to see
on
the water.
Curtains.
Could be curtains.
What a way to put it.
That's well, you must have heard that one before.
Yeah, you always close the curtains.
Well,
maybe sometimes.
That's why they call it that.
Well,
okay.
It's, whoa, a minute and a half left. The 5-time world champion is heading out towards Robben Island. He throws down the accelerator, pops off a shallow kicker. Front rotation, contra loop board off with another front rotation on the way down. That's going to do good. He needs to drop away a 7.61.
I think he'll turn around there and come back knowing right foot forward, something big's got to go down here. Will he be thinking Mega Loop KGB?
I think double handle pass for Eza and then a Mega Loop KGB.
He has the talent to get the height on the dangle pass or the Kung Fu pass. So if I was him, go high on the handle. Here he is. He's slowing down, that kicker fading on him there.
The first double handle pass he did over my head was in Australia in 2004. He did a back roll, a handle pass, back roll, handle pass at such a ridiculous height. I think he still has got it in his bag somewhere. He will have to dig deep.
And he's the only rider so far, the King of the Air, to actually land a double dangle back down in Big Bay. But here's back to the action. Lorenzo, double boogie loop, front rotation, not going to score big, I don't think so, but I think just adding to that overall impression score.
Right, turning around here more importantly. Lorenzo Casati just turning straight round, right in front of Aaron there, who may have been going right foot forwards there, Ruben. I wonder if that has affected Aaron. He's gone for it anyway. Is this going to be the move?
Is he going to try it again? He's unhooked.
Can he get in the pass here?
Oh,
he just didn't get the extra sort of distance he needs from that move. He just connected with the water when he wanted another
Lorenzo.
2 feet.
Wow.
Double back rotation, double mega loop. No board off that time, that'll add, but that'll be the last trick for him for this heat.
I think
unless he gets something on the inside. Aaron flying behind him. Double mega loop, Aaron's board spitting out there. He didn't land it. Wow, oh, that was noise, just a lot of noise there as the buzzer goes for the end of the last heat of round 3. Dang, replay here.
Aaron Hadlow, very inverted side on there with a back roll. Mega loop, hands on the backhand there, just to get another. Just didn't get the ball back on his feet. Meanwhile, on the inside, Lorenzo Casati working the impression score. It was a lovely right-footed double mega loop with delayed back roll. You have to say, boys, you've got to take your hats off into both of the riders, but Casati's tactics were spot on. We have to point out to you, it's the first time a rider has changed his kite, but this was the start. What an epic shot. That's going to be a shot for the history books, that.
For sure.
Bring me that picture.
What an epic start to the heat from both of these guys. Lorenzo going there with multiple rotations, Aaron with multiple rotations, that board off and that mega loop. And here in a double back roll mega loop with the board off, sticking it clean.
Yeah, I mean, he started so well, Aaron. His 2 of his biggest scoring moves were the first 2 moves, and I think it just changed once we saw that crash. Lorenzo Casati changed his kite, and as I said, it really worked for him. But here was where he tried to start working this secret move of his, unhooking. He didn't get the flow. He was searching for it, but he just didn't get it. The kite didn't swing across how he would like. He had multiple chances of that. He's the only one that can do that move, but this rider here started to perform the doubles. It was double or nothing, and he doubled him out there.
Exactly, losing a bit of height there due to that kite change to a smaller kite. But yeah, he's able to pull that thing around not once, but twice, as you can see here, and doing that board off. So great technique, and as the waves and wind will increase throughout the event, yeah, he might stick to that strategy, because he is the only one that I've seen changing kites and really yeah, adding to that variety score.
Well, his double kite loop board off earned him an 8.24. And they dropped the scores, and unfortunately Aaron Hadlow will no longer be competing. But what a heat from both of these riders. But we just mentioned about the 8.24, and there you see it cementing for Lorenzo Casati. But look at his overall impression score, gents. You're talking about the doubles and the kite change. Highest overall impression score we've seen at the King of the Air this year. Yeah, finishing off the quarterfinals nicely there. And I wonder if the other riders in the semis, well, they will be. They'll be looking at the scores. Their caddies who'd be saying, boys, kite change. Lorenzo's just got an 8.7. Ruben's going to the gents. Wow, wow, what an epic display of big air kiteboarding. Lorenzo Casati showing just exactly why he is the defending champion. As mentioned before, last year he was the first rider to score 2 9-point tricks at the King of the Air. Incidentally, Lewis, a statistic from Lorenzo, he had 16 8-point tricks last year. The second highest was from Liam Whaley with only 6. Lorenzo Casati 3 times higher, the amount of 8-point tricks. And from the get-go, just showing the consistency and high level of consistency at which he rides.
Yeah, and showing that he doesn't mess around with low-scoring moves. He just only throws big scores. I mean, look at the amount of moves that he's done there as well. He's done loads of moves. That's such a great construction of a heat. Early moves, quite reasonable, and then upping it. So that really was a superb heat from him. So